for the Small Biz Give.
Yeah.
It's been super fun.
It really has. I can't believe that we were able to donate over $15,000.
That's awesome.
I'm really blown away.
Yeah, it was so cool to see people at Cleveland Coffee and Market really making a point to support us on Tuesdays, knowing that all the proceeds on Tuesdays went to that month's Small Biz Give. So it was really neat. Definitely helped sales on Tuesdays. And I had a couple of people tell me that they specifically came and did their business meetings and came and got coffee for their workplace on Tuesdays to support the Small Biz Give.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love hearing that. We had quite a few customers that came in too that had never ordered with us before, but wanted to be able to come and support, the business or the nonprofit that we were supporting that month. So that was really neat to meet some new people and, really see how much the community was embracing a different opportunity to support organizations. So I thought it was really neat.
Yeah. And it was really cool to meet. I mean, we worked with 11 nonprofits, so it was really cool to meet all the different organizations in Bradley County doing so many cool things.
Oh yeah, I mean, even just learning more about organizations that I thought I knew something about. One of the ones that really sticks out to me is CASA. I knew about CASA because they had been a customer and I was sort of familiar with what they did, but just in talking to them and listening to, what they communicated through their video, really gave me a better understanding of what they do as an organization. And I think it was neat to learn those things so that we could help communicate to people in the community, like, oh, I worked on this project with CASA or JA or the Civitan Club for the playground. Like, I send people over to the playground all the time.
Yeah, it was really neat to see all the resources we have right here in Bradley County. Like, so many cool organizations doing so many cool things. My most memorable one was probably going to Woodsong. After going to Woodsong, I was like, how do I become a preschool teacher in the Forest Preschool? I loved it. So cool. Maybe we were just there on the most beautiful day, maybe. But I just thought it was so cool. They do really neat things, and it's cool that families in our community have the opportunity to do kind of an alternative, a different kind of school like that. So it was really neat to be able to learn more and see the kids doing outdoor school and be able to support them.
Yeah, I loved it. All the kids were running around, having, their outdoor time. And looking at the different classrooms and stuff. It was a really neat experience, what they've built out there. Yeah.
And I think, one thing that came from this is people really understood that if they support small businesses in our community, that's keeping the money here, as opposed to buying stuff online or buying stuff from, national chains. If you support businesses here, like we employ people here, we support nonprofits here, the money really does stay local, and that makes a huge impact. So I loved seeing people kind of figure that cycle out.
Yeah.
I liked that we got to pick organizations that work with all different kinds of people, like kids, adults, City Fields that works with a whole neighborhood, and the United Way, which has a really big reach in our area and does so much. That was really neat.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was just a really interesting way to learn about our community. There's neat things that Cleveland and Bradley County have to offer. You can do like a Leadership Cleveland program through the chamber, and you get to meet different, business leaders and things like that. I felt like this was a really kind of intimate way to learn more about some of like the feet on the ground type things that are happening in Cleveland. And you hear about that a lot because we have so many nonprofits that are doing so many great things. So I felt like we kind of got like an insider's cut on all of, these really neat organizations that are, quite frankly, doing a lot to change Cleveland.
Yeah. We donate a lot of shoes to the Caring Place all the time, but it was really neat to go there and see they do a whole bunch of different things. And so their impact on the community is pretty widespread, more than just like clothing donations. So that was cool to see.
I've talked to several people since we did the Caring Place and Hope for One that were like, wow, I didn't know that I could donate, to these organizations in that capacity. Hope for One was great. I love Lauren, but their organization is really filling a unique gap. One of the things I think is really interesting is how much Cleveland has changed since we started. You know, in February, we started at Free to Fly. And I remember walking in and we were all like, everyone was wearing masks, and we were like, do we film with a mask or without a mask? And how do we, how do we navigate this environment with, in the midst of this project and so over time, I mean, I had a baby, not pregnant anymore. But just the change in Cleveland as a whole, and then our businesses. I mean, you and I talk about business every single day. And I think that it's been really interesting to see just the basic changes, but also how this program has changed, not just the way we do business, but the way we think about it, and the way, even our teams think about what they can do in the community differently. I think it's been really a lot of added benefits to this that I was not expecting. So.
I think the Small Biz Give has done a really good job of kind of telling the story about how philanthropy is part of our business. I know when I interview new employees and I meet people in the community, one of the things that stands out to them about our businesses and small businesses in Cleveland is that philanthropy is really just part of what we do. And that was kind of one of the ideas we came up with when we thought about the Small Biz Give, is we would love this to expand. I'd love to have other small businesses join us next year and, commit to donating each month. Yeah,
I do think it's been interesting. I have seen more this year of small businesses reaching out and doing big things in the community. And that has been really refreshing, because it's hard as a small business. We don't have the same leverage and financial leverage that a lot of big companies have. So to be able to make impacts in the community is really significant. And so like you said, I would love to see other small businesses join in this or come up with something on their own. And I think that that's a really interesting way to continue to support all the things that are happening locally in Cleveland and Bradley County.
So we'll have to have another Brittany, Andrea brainstorming session and come up with ideas for the Small Biz Give 2022.
Yeah, and I just want to say thank you to you. I mean, obviously thank you to the community, but this has been great. You and I knew each other before this, and we had worked together before this, but it's been a treat to see your heart in it, and quite frankly to learn a lot from you about business and how you run your business, and steal all of your ideas.
I love that I can find other like-minded business owners in the community in downtown to bounce ideas off of and come up with cool stuff like this to help give back. So I really appreciate it. We couldn't have done it alone.
No, absolutely not. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.